Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, or whatever time zone it is, whether you in the world. It is your Lord and Saviour with these four gorgeous chuckle fucks with zero technical issues whatsoever, which will mean nothing to you lot on YouTube, but we have just sat through 20 minutes of technical hiccups and finally we've conquered the Weaver and we're able to return to New York City as we rage across New York with a girls' night featuring Kenzie as our newly formed pack are a month or so after achieving their rite of passage, have been doing various different bits and pieces in and around their jobs as Sept Guardians under the tutelage of Warder Spotlight Red Talon. Kenzie was able to get their magical keys, as it were, fully now fetishized. There is a raccoon spirit inside that motherfucker now, but upon doing that and having like a heart-to-heart connection moment with Tamaska, learned that their father was injured after an encounter with members of the Bloodied Wolf Pack, a scorned pack from the Sept of the Green, which may or may not be coming back at a totally inappropriate moment, or appropriate depending on your viewpoint on the pack in question. We have Dolly, who also had some little heart-to-heart moments with the Galliard Silent Strider Homid Salma over their connections with Dolly's uncle. They had a bit of a run through together, the girly girls that they are, in the Penumbra in Lupus form. And there was also a little conversation between Dolly and Zachary regarding a Shadow Lord moot that will be happening soon. And Zachary seems to know a bit more than he's letting on, or at least that was the impression that I got from some conversations that happened amongst the players in and around our game. Then you have Ezra, who was able to have a nice conversation with one of their human kinfolk. That was until they found the other ones feeling a little bit mixed about the whole Ezra becoming a Garou thing and not them, this petty little man that he is. And they also had an interesting conversation with Spotlight, which may or may not come up in a totally inappropriate moment. And then there was Nadia, our glasswalker, who seems to be going through more trials and tribulations, more so than anybody else. And apologies for my slight distraction of fucking pigeons on the windowsill now. I hope that does not fly into the house. Yes, trials and tribulations of our glasswalker, who, due to activities pre-rite of passage, has been had to be supervised by Spotlight for the duration of the month, and they've gone through some various different trials, and I think they've had a bit of a heart-to-heart, not too much, given how standoffish Spotlight has been known to be, but I think they understand each other a bit better. Now, whether they respect and like each other a bit more is a totally different story altogether. And before we go back into the main fray and rejoin our pack as I send them about New York for some girls' night featuring Kenzie, there's a couple of things we need to clear up with Nadia, I think. Just a couple, because, there's quite a lot that happened at the previous session. And I think it's important just to make sure that those things are out of the way, because you may recall on the second part of our Rite of Passage session, one of the more interesting things that Nadia did was collected the hacked off blackened skin of the Korax Olivia, who Nadia also spent quite a bit of time with in the previous session on Coney Island by the beach, as Nadia's world realises their world is very rapidly falling apart with all sorts of things living in the water. You wanted to try and work out some fun little things with that bit of skin, trying to work out what that is. How and where are you doing all of this?
The only place she has her room, which is why somebody else was not allowed in there. The entire thing smells like formaldehyde.
Hmm. Yeah, that totally
That stuff
makes
has a
sense.
strong smell.
Hmm. And that also sort of ties in a little bit with the returning to your mother's place or your family home, the place where once everything was so safe and almost cuddly. Um, what have those sorts of conversations been like? Have there been many conversations? And also, have you been going over there every Sunday or not?
Every Sunday. Like, on the dot. Has
Hmm.
not missed a single time. I think she said she'd arrived at noon, and usually she arrives 5 minutes before.
Right.
Because
So
sometimes
that
arriving on time isn't enough.
fair dues, and I detect a pinch of resentment with that statement, especially how you opened it up.
If, you the situation, you're dealing with it.
Hmm.
All you have to do is anticipate every possible need and every possible problem and stop it before it happens.
Hmm. So how does that interactions with your mother plays into this? Because you didn't exactly leave off on the most peachy of terms. Like, have you been conversing much, or it's just a little bit here and there, and you just shut away in your room doing this, that, and the other?
I think, honestly, but Nadia is her mother's daughter and is a bit of a petty bitch. And
Hmm.
therefore has basically been telling her mother everything that's been going on, with the exception of maybe some specifics that she thought would be fun or something that she thinks that would specifically trigger a negative thing. She is very much complained, Mom, why didn't you tell me this? And now is saying, see, look how easy it is.
Hmm. Okay.
Even trying to leave out violence and other things like that because that is going to cause problems, and she doesn't need to know that. And if her mom asks, she'd be like, I'm sure that goes like, well.
Oh, I'm sure it will. And I'm sure there'll be a time in the future when we get to play out how exactly that's all going to come out to a head. But let's focus a little bit on that bit of flappy crow woman's skin. Sorry, that raven woman's skin. Describe the scene in your room, because I'm low-key expecting a Cartoon Network, Dexter Laboratory sort of scene with bottles and Bunsen burners all over the place. I presume it's a bit more refined than that.
Oh no, it's just that it's exactly that sort of messy. It
Okay, cool.
is. Nadia is good at getting things done. Organized is not her jam.
Hmm.
It just there's things everywhere. I admit I am less of a sciencey type, but let's just put it this way: Nadia going around and randomly trying drugs does seem really weird until you realize Nadia's may have taken blood samples from her mom and stuff like that, or otherwise got obtained things and tried to start doing tests and figure it out on her own, because that's smart. But she's desperate for some reason she doesn't fully understand.
It's almost like an insatiable need to be validated with helpfulness, only to dig yourself further into a hole when that helpfulness is never reciprocated. May or may not understand exactly what you're talking about there. So, let us see what fun little experiments of our experimental dice rolls we can work out to see if you can determine the very nature of this blackened bullet-holed raven woman's skin. That is a weird fucking sentence. So can I have you roll for me intelligence and science, and I'm going to say that your specialty in deduction would definitely apply here. And as you're doing that, you can just walk me through to some degree of the sort of experiment that you're going to be doing. I'm not expecting you to know exactly what you're talking about, but just to set the scene a little bit, how chaotic and wild this whole thing's going to be.
Basically, what she's been doing is she's been looking on how to identify something based on its composition and has been doing experiments to try to determine, okay, what does this react with? What other things does it react with? She has the bullet.
Yeah.
So she should be able to, between those two things, she's hoping she can identify what is the thing that caused the reaction. And from there, she's just been kind of like taking shavings off of that, just trying to see if there's any sort of oil, or maybe there's something about the metal. Just very much like, I think she's, by shavings, I mean she has like a metal filer and just like getting
Yeah.
to kind of get that to kind of go in. And so she's very much just trying to, she's preserved the bit of dead skin. There is part of her that is aware that this is very creepy. Um, she doesn't much care. She's alone. That's fine. And so she is essentially has been getting a variety of different reactive objects that she knows that tend to be reactive to other things, and has been trying to add that to these different test samples. And if she can identify what the composition of this thing is, great. Then she'll be able to figure out what things react to it.
Hmm.
Hopefully, unless it's supernatural, at which point, c'est la vie.
All the best of luck to you. I'm going to just do this at standard difficulty, given how pumped up you are and all these different stats, and from what you've been saying, you clearly know something that you're talking about. Or at least Nadia does.
I read too many mystery books.
Fair dues.
Okay, that is an explosion.
Ooh.
One is bad. Okay. So that is... So 4 successes, 1 explosion, 1, so that's 3, but I get to do an explosion, so we're gonna roll. 8. It's 4 successes.
Awesome sauce. Well, quite easily, I say, from all your experience of being semi-creepy and investigative, you're able to identify that this isn't a pure silver bullet, that this is actually silver nitrate. Which sort of, basically in terms of silver content, it's next to nothing, but the reaction is that it's the nitrate within that has caused the skin to blacken, essentially marking them as like a tag.
Cool. Okay. I think she does say that out loud, and then catches herself and goes like, "Do not do that later with Olivia. Do not do that later with Olivia." Yeah, no. She takes that down and files that away for later. That could be useful.
And where is it that you're filing that away?
Mostly in her brain, but I think she is going to. I think she does have. If she can, she would want to find somewhere in the apartment that she can like jimmy up some of the floorboards and hide any of her notes away, because she knows she's not supposed to have these things out in the open. But she's not rich enough just to have a fucking house, because it's New York City, and that would cost who knows how much.
Right. So a place that you have in mind?
I think she has put a rug under her bed, and then under that, it is a pain in the ass to get to. Is the actual kind of floorboard she is messed with. She has made it so like this is not something you can casually find. You have to be looking for it. You have to move the bed, and she's had to use her other forms just to move the bed successfully.
Okie doke. The storyteller will remember this. So we'll move on a little bit from this scene as you've identified this and perhaps the purpose of said bullet. And there was one other thing that Nadia was going to do, in that of obtaining a particular gift, that of spirit speech. Now, you and or Nadia out of this was expressing the master of the rites to be teaching you this, or getting you to do some sort of quest, mission, objective, to get all of this, as is Garou custom, unlike Vampire the Masquerade and perhaps other splats like Wraith the Oblivion, where the powers may come a bit more naturally, or supernatural, I guess. All the gifts and rites are taught by spirits and or Garou, and in order to do that you have to prove that you're worthy of them, so every time you want to get a new power you have to basically approach someone or something, do a thing for them, and Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. But much to your surprise, it's not Pondskater who goes on this. He actually hooks you up with Tamaska, who is the other main port of call of Theurge in this set, who, as I've described before, but I'll just mention again, is a Native American woman who, on this particularly summer's day, is wearing short shorts, some tights, a top, particularly moody looking, and all she has asked you to do is to accompany her across her duties walking up the side of the Hudson River, or as far as she's able to go. So there's a bit more walking for you involved. Are you prepared for such arduous task, Nadia?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, what I may have forgot to mention, or at least I mentioned it last time, you don't know how far she just said up the river, but to get to the top of the river is about 12 hours on foot. So, let's see what happens here as you're walking along the side in this sort of wooded landscape. It's mostly quiet. It's the occasional jogger, dog walker, people coming by. You can hear the distant car from the busy streets on the other side of the river. There's probably someone this side of it as well. It's quieter for sure. It's a lot more peaceful. There is still that static hum of being fairly close to urban lifestyle that you haven't quite become accustomed to just yet. Tamaska is on the side, on the closest to the river with the metal gating, occasionally just running her hand through the bars as if she's caressing it, and almost in a childlike manner. Yes. She's almost away with the fairies with a very sullen face, our keeper of the river, which is a title unique to this sept rather than septs all over the place. She doesn't say anything for a while. What's on your mind?
Well, Nadia has ADHD. So about 7 different things are kind of bouncing around in her head. It is... She's thinking about the group that he's been kind of just thrown into. She has not admitted this to anyone, but she did not... She kind of had an autistic moment where she didn't realize that she was actually supposed to stay with them. She thought it was a one-time thing, and now like, oh, never mind, this is... Okay, this is staying together. Okay. Alright. And so she's thinking of that. She's thinking of her mom and the last interaction they had, and some part of her is trying to figure out, how can I make sure things go well? How can I anticipate things? And then her mind moves on again to this part of her, this small part of her that keeps talking, and it just goes, what are you doing here? You don't belong here. You were gonna work in IT, bitch. Does this look like IT to you? And then a smaller but much more poignant part of her goes, is this where you want to die? And she slams the door on that one.
Lock the key, throw it away. So you're having all these conversations for yourself, and it's one voice from the outside world, not from the depths of all things despair, will just go, why do you think I brought you here today?
Well, okay. Well, I assumed that there'd be some sort of thing I'm supposed to learn. That's kind of as far as I gotten.
As you finish saying that, she stops walking, and presumably you stop walking with her. It'd be a bit awkward if you just carried on walking. She just looks at you, face unchanging, moody as it always has been since you've seen her, which hasn't been a lot, but, you know, whenever you've seen her, she's always looked miserable. You've been neglecting a part of yourself. So absorbed about death, dying, violence, the end of it all, you're losing touch with a bit of yourself. And she puts up a hand as if she was expecting you to interrupt with her. Just feel. What do you feel right now? And can I have you roll for me perception and primal urge?
Oh, goody. Oh, I am so very much don't have a single dot in that. But at least I have perception. Okay, Nadia, what do you... 997. I don't know what the difficulty was, but that's what I got.
Well, okay. So you said 2 9s and a 7, correct?
Yep.
Okay. You feel unsure what she's going on about a little bit, just perhaps being a bit daunted that almost she can get inside your head sort of thing. Almost mockingly so. You feel, other than this general buzz in the air and this sort of restlessness that you typically feel, you hear laughter But you don't hear it with your ears, you hear it with your body. At first you think it comes from the river. Then you think it comes from the trees. But then you realise it's nowhere. And yet it's everywhere.
I'll add one thing. When she was told that's what you're thinking, she does stop and, like, pales. Her mom has done many things to her, but she doesn't tend to read her mail. Shall we say. This is not something she's used to. So she's kind of looking like, trying to figure out how to say, I tried to feel what I feel, and I'm hearing something maybe laughing at me, and I don't know how to. You know what? Actually, she does. Well, Well, I stop and now I hear something laughing at me. That's great.
That is Mara. And she looks towards the river. Our other patron. We have two. Mara resides in the river. Great White Mouse. In Central Park proper. Mara deals with the spiritual side. Great White Mouse. More the mundane, the survival aspect of life. Mara came with the Silver Fangs. The Bone Gnawers brought along Great White Mouse when they took over. Neglected. And it's because of this neglection that Mara takes residence in the river.
That happened a lot.
Oh, the Wyrmbringers are so good at neglecting. It's almost their MO.
At the risk of sounding stupid, the who?
She smiles faintly. Sorry. Nothing to worry about. That's just what older and younger brother refer to as the colonizers, i.e. all the other tribes with the exception of the Wendigo, my tribe, the Ictena, and the now sacrificed deceased Croatan. And she gestures to herself again. Older brother points up north. The north wind, or younger brother, or the ago.
Oh. Yeah, no. Yeah. That is something, unfortunately, I do know about.
Yes.
But I never trusted history class.
No, you're right not to. She laughs to herself a little bit. Hundo means well. Looking after the people, looking after the sept. But he doesn't see the world the way that I do. The way that a Fjord should do. Looks at you again. Would you like to try and see Mara?
Yeah? Yeah.
You sure?
No. I'm gonna try anyway.
I appreciate your honesty. She then starts climbing over the metal fence. Do you join her?
Ah, shit. Okay, here we go.
I won't
This
make
is
you.
something she's done before, so.
Yeah. Fortunately, it's just like a waist-high gate, so it's literally just one foot over one the next. I know with your difficulties, well, Nadia's difficulties particularly, it would be a bit more of a oomph, but it's not something I'm going to make you roll for. And as you're climbing over, you see that Nadia very almost like a 1980s fantasy film. She like just shimmers away into nothingness.
Okay, here we go. And I guess I gotta roll Gnosis to
Yes,
follow.
please. That's going to be a difficulty 4 because the Hudson River is considered to be part of the Caern.
Please don't.
Nadia probably. Ow, ow, ow.
That is, oh, 4 successes. Yay!
Awesome. Fortunately, only needed the one, but you're able to slip on through like butter, as I mentioned last time. You are aware as you move through the change in the air, that sort of like tingling sensation you felt earlier on before. Whilst it's still there, it feels a lot more natural to you. It feels a far more comforting. It's the trees are much larger and far more bright, and the river, which is just this very interesting shade of green, is almost sparkling with like this pure white, as if it's a bright hot summer's day. Sure, it'll be pretty hot in May, but it's there is something almost angelic about how everything's presented and all the different spirits around you, both animal, nature. There's some more of those weird robotic spider things that are bouncing along, not so close to the river, but more closer towards areas of civilization, so along the roads, upon lampposts, a stop sign. Some are clinging onto, I don't know, some are like moving very past, as if they're like clung onto something, but you can't see the thing that they're clung onto. But it feels far more natural than what you'd been used to feeling this last month and a bit. And similar as I described last week, but obviously Nadia wasn't present for this, Damaska is stripping down to her underwear.
Kind of looks. Honestly, I think she like goes to like raise a hand, stops, and is like, "Am I correct in interpreting this as like a communing thing?"
Yes. And she holds out her hands
Cool.
towards you.
She like takes off her own coat and stuff like that. Just kind of is matching her.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Admittedly, because it's just warm, Nani is usually going around like a something that you'd wear. Like her top is literally just like a jogging sports bra usually because it's just so she gets so uncomfortable with heat.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't take long.
No. Do you
She
take a bite?
puts out her own hands and yeah.
Cool. She takes a step back and she'll just say, "If I'm walking too fast for you, do let me know."
Thank you. Should I? Just kind of looks like I was able to. Can I make the cane so it can come with me?
I'm presuming
That's
that
so
if it was
simple.
any of the items in your bag and your I'd imagine that's something that Nadia would have blessed at some point. So yeah,
Yeah.
that would have come
Yeah.
with you, yeah.
Should I bring this, or is that like a no?
If you want to. If it makes you feel more comfortable.
It's more of a just in case.
She nods.
I think she kind of takes it, she lifts it up and kind of collapses it, and just kind of puts it over her wrist, so it is ready if she needs it.
Mm-hmm.
But she's gonna try without.
Cool. I won't make you roll because I think that'll be particularly spiteful this time, and I'm not that spiteful at the moment. It is awkward for sure. The whole experience of being guided into what you'd expect to be a fairly deep, rushing river. But you're able just to sort of stand on the surface and just let the water flow in and around. Well, not in and around you. It feels almost it's in you, just the warm embrace of it all. It's not cold. It's not hot. It doesn't feel dirty. It's not what you'd expect of this at all. It almost feels pretty inviting. Like as I said, it's meant to be a lot deeper than this, but you're able just to stand on fairly flat ground as you see more of these spirits that just flow around you across the water. Some of them in the form of seaweed, some of fish, some other aquatic life. It's all oddly bizarre, but yet strangely inviting at the same time. And whilst you're down this and you're getting a bit settled, or settled as Nadia can be, can I have you roll your notice for me? I'm going to make this a difficulty of 5.
That is 3 successes.
You feel a little sleepy. In that sort of like comfortable, wrapped up in a bed sort of thing after a long day. Your head touches upon a cold pillow, that nice cold that quickly warms up a bit more, even though you're still standing upright. And in this moment of drowsiness, you don't topple, you don't fall, you almost feel that you float. Suspended, maybe, in this water that just seems to exist now all around you. You're not quite too sure where Tamaska has gone. But in her place is the silhouette of an equine feminine figure with long flowing hair. You're not quite too sure where the legs are. Maybe it's part of the water, but it's just almost larger than life, this figure in front of you who's smiling with a grin that only a loving mother could give.
Hey, hmm. Nadia's never tried to talk to a spirit before, has she?
Not to my knowledge.
She kind of says that and realizes, wait, there's an entire thing about speaking to them, and I don't know how. So instead of... She shuts up for once. And just kind of gives a smile and kind of gives a nod of the head. Because she doesn't know what else to do.
No, that's understandable. I mean, you've been told about Mera before, probably by Pondskate and definitely by Tamaska now, and maybe somebody else at some point or another. Like, this is a pretty significant thing, literally, before you. And as you rise back up again, just to see if you're doing the right thing, maybe, you see that the figurine is much closer to you, almost in touching distance. I say almost, but then she goes to embrace you with a hug. Do you accept the embrace?
Honestly, she does.
Hmm.
This is nice, and as Nadia mentioned last time, she's always felt something about the water. There's something about it that's connected with her, and she's never been sure what to do with that. And then was basically told, don't go in the water. So this is very nice in comparison.
Yes. I bet it is. It's a nice change of pace. And also just a bit of calmness with, you know, everybody talking around violence and death and murder and some never-ending war that everybody around you seems to be almost obsessed with, and yet you're hugging with a woman made out of water. Doesn't feel like water, but doesn't quite feel like flesh either, but it's calm, it's comforting. And then you feel a little drop on your shoulder that could almost be mistaken as a tear. But as you think about what that was, your vision returns and you're sitting on the bank of the river with Tamaska. And she's just looking out into it as you gain too.
Wow. Um, I think that honestly, there's just a couple. She actually does have a couple tears in her eyes. Like that was not what she expected.
Hmm. Just out of curiosity, what did Nadia expect?
Another thing she doesn't understand that people expect her to.
Hmm.
This is something she did understand. This is something she has gotten for most of her life. Just went deeper than it usually goes.
Hmm. It must have been really nice for Nadia.
Yeah. She just kind of finds herself thinking about, like, honestly, school starts thinking about some of these. Nadia isn't, I wouldn't say, is not lacking in creativity, but she doesn't has a lot of trouble with some creative things. She's not a writer or anything like that. But she still remembers just kind of reading these poems about the sea, about water, and they just still echo in her brain, and she just cannot help but think about one of those. Just so impossible to capture these things that you almost have to let the echoes of what is said reverberate around in the words and in yourself to be able to capture even a part of that whole.
Mm. It's very deep and moving. So much, in fact, that you find yourself that a lot of this is just tripping off your tongue. Just one of those moments where you're thinking your thoughts and you don't mean to. And then you catch yourself and you're a bit worried and panicked, thinking that you've just said something that's absolutely stupid. And you turn to Tamaska and she's smiling at you. Not a forced smile, or you've made a smirk, or a hint at laughter, but a genuine smile.
There's a little bit of an internal panic, and she's like, I don't know how to continue after this. Kind of going back and forth. Like she doesn't seem worried about what she said when she sees the smile. As much like, oh, there's supposed to be next words. I'm supposed to say next words. Where are the next words?
Mm. She smiles and just shakes her head a little bit. You don't have to worry. You didn't do anything wrong. Nothing of the sort at all. If anything, that went much better than I thought it was going to be. I thought I was going to have to walk you all the way up this river to get you to understand something. Glad I was wrong.
Why don't more of them spend time here?
Me, the storyteller,
That's...
didn't hear that, sorry.
Why don't more of them spend time here? This is amazing.
I've been asking myself that for a while. Just their priorities are not as balanced as they like to make it out to be.
That I have noticed.
Well, so when I say to you now, do you understand what it means to be a Theurge? I think you have a better understanding.
A lot is bigger than zero, but no, I definitely have a better idea. I looked for things before. I don't know. I know what's gonna happen. You know, tried tarot, things like that. Never really any good at it. And if you're asking how are you bad at tarot, answer, you look up the wrong part.
Right. I've never tried it myself, so I don't really know. But what I mean is that as she gestures to the river with an almost ceremonial gesture with her hands, just which is kind of impressive given how small she is, like roughly your height, roughly the same age, but there's like a grandiose there, almost as she's inhibiting a mini pond skater. This is why we do what we do. To protect Gaia is to protect both her on the surface and her other side. Because if you don't protect one side, the other falls out of balance. And Pond Skater is obviously a lot older than both of us and a lot more experienced than both of us. But we feel things differently. Experience things differently. And I'm not just talking the fact that the guy's like 17, we're like 20.
No, it's intersectionality. Different experiences, different... Yeah, I used to a lot of people not getting me because of that.
Yeah, it's definitely a part of it. So when I was told that you wanted to learn spirit speech, I was surprised. Because I obviously heard things and they didn't match up with the person I'm currently sitting next to. So I'm glad that they were on, and maybe a bit of character development, I don't know. But you have
Am
a
I
very...
disliked? I feel like I keep hearing, wow, you're not nearly as bad as I thought you were. Did I do something wrong?
You're making all the mistakes that everybody else has made. Spotlight would like to tell you otherwise. I mean, I don't know what he was like. I haven't been here as long as everyone else, but... yeah, it's... life is difficult. We all have our part to play, and this is your part. Which is interesting given the fact that you're a glass walker. But it's still important that you connect with not just nature, but your spirit. Because we're part human, part wolf. And she again does the same gesture. Part spirit. And at the very least, I feel that you understand that at least.
I feel like if I don't pay attention to it, something in me just starts to die.
My smiles wilters a little bit with that. Nods to side a little bit. I can understand why you may think that. It's different. It's new. It's dangerous.
Oh,
Heck.
no. I meant I need to pay attention to those sorts of things, and if I don't, I feel off. That's what I mean.
Right, I misheard you. Sorry, Nadia.
That's...
Yes, that's actually a lot better than what I was hoping. And she just laughs awkwardly to herself, rubs the back of her head.
What did you think I said?
Oh, I thought you said that you doing this, a bit of you was dying. I was like, okay, we were going to have a completely different conversation.
No, 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 no. That's complete opposite.
Mm-hmm. But no, what you said, what you actually said, was right. And Gaia listens and Gaia responds if you neglect part of yourselves. So remember this day, when anybody tries to put you down because you're a glass walker and you don't understand. You may not know everything, but you know enough to know that they're wrong.
Yeah. I like you. Can we be friends?
She laughs loudly, which might be a bit of a shock because you probably haven't heard her laugh before. Said, well, if you keep up like this, I can't see why not. You're nice to talk to. You're not as abrasive as everyone else is there. And she says that she sort of like spins rounds on her ass a little bit and like clasps your hands as she's saying that. And you're not quite too sure what to make that at this point, but you feel, as she's saying that and holding your hand, this sort of, again, this sort of warmth and this almost energy that just sort of like flows between the two of you. And with that, I would like you to put down spirit speech as one of your gifts.
Got it.
And I think with that, as you are doing that, I'll have to make a note of that later on, we're going to move a little bit further to a specific date of the 16th of June. And the pack has been asked to reconvene at one of the entrance points of Central Park. And before we do that, I would like all of the pack present to roll 1d10. That number is going to be your new temporary rage, which of course will fluctuate as the game goes along.
Let's see how this goes.
That does not look like a good result for you, Nadia. What did you get?
Oh no.
2.
2, okay.
I got a fucking
10,
10.
2
I
twos.
also got a 10. Oh boy.
Okay, interesting.
You got it again?
Again.
Okay.
Kenzie, we're screwed.
The fucking Ragabash is one of the highest ranges. Dear God.
Yeah, that's it. I think that happened again. I think you got 9 last time as well. So actually, before we have the pack reconvene with whoever it is I'm getting you to join up with, Kenzie, why is it that your rage is so high up? I think part of that might contribute to your father getting hurt, but is there anything else that's contributed to that as of late?
Mainly because their father getting hurt also reminds them of the fact that they are at war, and somewhere in this city, the Spiral Dancers are there. In one of their pits or hives, whatever the fuck they call it, they're there hiding, waiting for another move. And that just makes Kenzie realize that they want to do something. They want to try and go out and bring that revenge back, basically. Just let out all that rage and frustration on the ones that basically, one, caused the death of their mother, but two, just slowly caused the decline of the Sept in general, and they just want to get what they see as equal payback.
That's fair. Have you had that dream of yours lately? Do you reckon that's added to things as well?
Yeah, most likely. The idea of just being trapped and not knowing where to go or what to do, and just having that mixture of rage and fear bubbling to the surface.
Yeah. And it's a bit difficult with the constant congression of New Yorkers, tourists trying to identify friend or foe. Are these nobodies, are these spies, are these friends of that awful, wicked woman who did those horrible things to you? And I think, for however long I think is appropriate, probably for the rest of this in-game day, I'm going to enact your nightmare flaw. So every roll that you'll be doing, you'll have 1 less d10.
Yep, I'm fine with that. I chose that flaw for a reason.
Okie dokie. Dolly, I'm going to ask you the same question. You probably don't have such associations. I think some of that might have to do with the fact that you've got a new cat that now hates you, because one of the things that happened in the previous session is that when Kenzie was getting their key fetishized, spiritized, whatever, part of that is that there was a raccoon spirit that wanted some cat saved from a bin. 1 has gone to Spotlight, 2 are in the possession of Hundo, I believe, unless that was divvied up differently, but one of them is also in the possession of Dolly. Now, Dolly, I believe you've got... Your permanent rage is fairly high, being of Galliard, and animals and Garou do not go very well, especially with one that's high, so unfortunately you now have an in-game version of your actual cat. What's the reason for Dolly's rage to be so high, and why the fuck is your chest so close to the screen, Kenzie?
Oh, fuck, sorry.
Like, look at my pecs. But yeah,
Shut up.
I think a lot of her frustration and ick would actually be from her new contact that's currently pending.
Oh.
I'm assuming that man would not let up on booty calls.
Oh no, definitely not. You have had a onslaught of unsolicited dick pics. All taken at horrible angles with horrible lighting, to do everything that he can to make it as big and as girthy as humanly possible. Like, the dude's got a pencil dick. He doesn't have much meat on him anyway. He thinks this is the hottest thing, like, since George Michael in the 90s, but this guy is not. He might have been a look on the face, but everything else just screams like, please eat something.
Oh.
Not that's gonna have much effect, but you know.
No. I mean,
I'm
especially with as
prolonged
constant as
silence
it is.
Yeah, I'm assuming prolonged silence would not be helpful here, so I might send the occasional emoji react just to keep stringing them along.
What sort of emotes?
Maybe the eyes emoji, probably.
Fair dues. The storyteller has made a note. Yeah, he hasn't really been much in contact other than that, than trying to doing what he thinks is hot and attractive and what the women folk are like. God, he's a fucking scumbag and I made him. Anyway, so, the 4 of you have been summoned...
Too hard.
The four of I'll try best not to make you laugh. I know I can't make any promises. The four of you, you've seen each other about. You've had chit chats here and there. You'd like meet every morning, and then like into your patrol round around the corners and whatever. You know, it seems like you've all followed the idea of like going in a different direction each time. And the person that's had you join here today is Pond Skater himself. And you're having to wait for him as he does one of his like touristy performances, which seems to be particularly popular this day. So he keeps having to do little numbers here and there, little stomping and dancing about, playing badly on what's probably a nose flute or something, which probably isn't helping those of the higher age anyway. But at some point, he is let go from his adoring fans as he wanders over in his robes, his stick and everything. He said, "Oh, I'm sorry for keeping you waiting. It's been very, very busy. Must be holiday season or something." He like stomp his stick on the ground as people are walking past him, joggers, dog walkers. There's these trees on either side of you. The rest of Manhattan's behind him. "I have heard good things about all of you. You are dashed into the sept well, except you, Kenzie." And he like waves his stick at you.
Kenzie chuckles a little as they just jingle their keys.
Sorry, I got distracted by some dogs barking outside. Okay, walking in. Alright, so, I think Dolly's jaw is actually a little bit set. The stress is starting to kind of get to her a little bit, but she's hanging in there.
I can't help but stare at the keys as Kenzie jingles them.
Don't forget to mention the back rooms, Kenzie.
Hmm.
Sorry, go on.
It's like, I think Nadia was kind of waiting for everybody to answer, and then realizes, oh wait, Kenzie was specifically told not to answer, so there's like several seconds of silence, because that's what I was just doing. And she's like, yes and no, but that's okay.
And he turns to you, almost expecting you to take a bit longer than everything else, and said, "Why no? Speak up!" Boom! And he hits the stick on the ground again. There's a woman who's on the phone and like just jumps out, like hearing the bang all of a sudden, and just carries on with her phone conversation.
Okay, we can do this here. I don't believe in hierarchy. Like, at all. You all are really big on hierarchy.
Dolly is watching this exchange with her eyebrows raised significantly.
Yeah, Kenzie's just slightly face palming and just buttering to themselves slightly.
I see. This is unexpected. But that's for another time. As well as you have, and he looks at you, Nadia, mostly been adjusting, I can't help but notice, from what I have heard from all of you, that there's a part of you that's yet to be explored fully. A little... what's the word? Tease for it. But we need to do more with the spiritual self. Don't you agree, Kenzie?
Yes, yes. Oh, are we going down to the Penumbra? Oh, please tell me we're doing that.
Can I ask a question? How is genuine your enthusiasm, or are you kiss-arsing?
No, genuinely enthusiastic, because Kenzie has always seen this shit growing up, and they've always wanted to be part of it, and now they finally have a chance to actually do more stuff.
Just wanted to check, just so I knew how to respond, and he just sort of like, and he nods. That is quite possible, yes. And he walks towards you, Ezra, like clunking his little stick on the ground that he's so keen on having to him. You see the wrinkles in his face, you see the squint in his eyes, the the hair that's clearly not his own that's hiding the eye on his forehead, and he just sort of looks at you. He's probably smaller than you. I imagine to be quite a small, skinny man. He just leans a bit closer into you and just goes, "Are you ready to lead your pack into the dangers of the Penumbra?"
Mhm.
Good. And he'll lean over towards you, Dolly. "Are you ready to oracle the stories of those from beneath the veil?"
I'll look at him and smirk slightly and go, "Is the sky blue right now?"
He looks up. "Why, yes it is. Today is your lucky day, I'm sure. And Nadia, I understand you had a heart-to-heart with our keeper of the river. Are you ready to see whether which one of us was right? The young Yuktana or the sagely Stargazer?"
I wonder what that means, but sure.
He taps you on the head with his stick. They are the tribes.
No, not,
The
not that part. I mean, like, whether you were right or she was right. That part.
Ah, well, that's yet to be decided. And he taps you on the head again. "Come, we're going to go and take a train." And he very excitedly waddles out of Central Park, shuffling along with his sandals.
I will follow Ezra's lead because she's a leader.
Nadia goes right away, and she'll even go in front of Ezra if she has to.
Yeah, Kenzie kind of skips their way, their keys jingling on the necklace of every step they take a little bit.
Yeah, that's quite the scene and a half, little ching-ka-ching-ka-ching. What's going through Ezra's mind at the moment?
Probably why
This
am I
pond
the leader?
scraper guy seems to make people uncomfortable.
That's absolutely fair. You sort of like all following along. My understanding, Ezra's sort of at the front. Nadia, you said you may attempt to overtake her.
Oh, she wouldn't try to do anything obvious. She just kind of walked forward. She's used to the city. She's not paying attention. She doesn't care. She doesn't care if she's in front or not. But if she ends up getting in front, oh wow. She knows where the train is.
Would this bother
And she knows
Ezra at all?
Ezra does not.
Yeah, I didn't think it would. So all following upon Skater's lead. North 110th, the little flight of descent of those green stairs, well, the railings are all green with a little pole and a little light that's on them. People going down there in the massive throws. Pond Skater waits a little bit for somebody to overtake him, like running along with a suitcase, and then he waddles down, stick and all. Has to lower it a little bit just to get it underneath the arch, and you all follow him down into the very humid and infamous New York subways, onto a train platform. He swipes a little card thing on the little reins, so you all get past. You all get through that in one piece. I'm not going to roleplay this out because I think this is unnecessary to involve in the weird events that is this. And yeah, all of you, well, actually, half of the group, I will say, have experienced the New York subways before in some form or another. Kenzie would have definitely heard about them. Maybe there might have been an episode in your younger years where your dad, presumably your dad, would have smuggled you down here. Maybe somehow, or maybe he took you here sometime before your rite of passage, just how cramped the trains are, how everything seems to smell more of piss down here on summer's day. It gets really uncomfortable with the hot and the heat and movement of the trains, and so many people are insistent of cosplaying Spider-Man, hopping from one subway platform to another. Ezra, on the other hand, this is, I would say, is a very uncomfortable experience. First of all, the humidity and things, and how, at least with the Central Park and the bits of the city you have explored so far, there would at least be the sky, the wind, There's none of that down here. It's just the screeching of these weird machines on wheels. It's the sound of people. It's almost like a self-imposed cage down here. There's just no natural sunlight. It's just, well, horrible. Like, you had more sunshine and more movement and freedom back in the conservation park. So you're all standing about in this subway platform for just a moment. People are coming and going. You see all sorts of different people in these different train stations. And Ponskater's looking around at you for a little bit. And then he stands in front of you as you're like stood in this little corner. Taps his stick as if that's a necessary thing to get your attention, as if standing in front of you wasn't. I must remind you that not all spirits will work with us. And I don't just refer to those more pesky spiritual hierarchical structures. I refer to some more nastier forms that are baneful to our existence. Some that are extra restrictive, shall we say, also. So, and he'll gesture around him. I also want to remind you that they breed each other. People breed the emotional resonances of spirits, especially a certain type, and the others are attracted to certain moods and motions. Today, I want you to find something of a source and then defeat it, conquer it, converse with it, whatever you feel is appropriate. But we're not leaving these train stations until I'm satisfied with your victory. Or I feel that defeat is inevitable and I have to drag you out here by your tails. So, I'll be around, observing, and if you shift from one plane to the other, I will naturally follow you. The rest is down to you. Now, move.
I think my hand will actually immediately fly to Ezra's as he says that. Like, hey, let's just go. Let's go.
Let's go forth, and I probably walk in the wrong direction.
I will gently point out the platform that we need to hop on to get started.
Turn right back around.
As you turn right around, and perhaps Dolly and anybody else who's chosen to stick around Dolly will probably notice Ponskater just pinch his nose and shake his head for the benefit of those who aren't watching the screen at the moment.
I
Say.
feel like... Go ahead.
It's okay. Go for it.
I feel like Kenzie would actually grab Nadia's hand a little bit with the biggest shading grin on their face and go, "Alright, you want to step into the Penumbra? Let's go to find a mirror. We'll be all set to go."
He kind of shrugged, like, I figured that's where we'd go first, and then they walked off.
We'll be fine. I've dealt with spirits and... Well, you said you talked to Damasco, right? Guessing she taught you a thing or two about them as well?
Oh, yeah.
Then we'll be swell if Kenzie tries to drag Nadia off to the nearest mirror they can find.
Probably in a
Like
toilet
reflective
somewhere, actually.
surface.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably-
yeah, probably. I mean, Kenzie could pass as femme if they try hard enough. So you had to walk into the woman's toilets, just
Yeah.
dragging Nadia behind.
That's
Yeah.
fine. I will say, since Nadia got down there, she did put on a mask. Just,
What sort of mask? Just for the benefit of the audience. I know, but...
like a medical mask that you would sort of wear when, for example, if you're used to being disabled out in public.
Yeah. Yeah, as I thought. Okay, so I'll deal with that roll in a moment. What about the other two? I presume that you're... Well, I'm not going to presume. What are you two doing?
You go first, Ezra.
I probably take a second to notice where the rest of the pack is going. I'm like, we should probably stick together.
So, like, Kenzie, are you going off in, like, the exact opposite direction of everybody else and dragging Nadia with you? Is that basically what's happening?
Yeah, they're going to the women's toilets that are nearby on this platform.
I'll kind of call up and go, hey,
Yeah?
let's try not to get separated, you two.
All right, come on.
We need a mirror. Come on.
That's true. I'll look over at Ezra and go, to the mirrors?
Mhm.
If she's still holding your hand, and she'll start heading in the women's bathroom direction.
Yeah. With you specifically, Dolly, odds or evens?
Let's go evens.
Even Stevens. Well, golly, Miss Molly
Yep.
Dolly, it does happen to be your day, in that there is nobody in the toilets at the moment. It's just you, interesting odours, and a cracked mirror.
Probably annoying fluorescent lighting.
Oh.
Sorry. I said probably annoying fluorescent lighting too, but yeah.
So,
Like Kenzie, when you say "come on," tell them to come on. I think you feel your other hand as Nadia reaches around and just high fives you. From behind. Like she's just like, "Oh yeah."
autism
I'm
socialising.
tonight.
Synchronized autistic stimming.
In it. So, my assumption is that you're all going to be looking into this cracked mirror to step sideways.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome sauce.
Yep.
Now, we've done this role before. We've been a bit comfortable doing it the nice, friendly Caern rating of 4, but you are in the inner city, so this would be difficulty 8. However, as you're all looking into a reflective surface, you're going to be doing that at difficulty 7.
Alright.
I love when we
Oh, I
have one
succeeded.
gnosis. Let's do this.
What was
I
that, sorry?
succeeded, thank God.
I was gonna say, I love only having one gnosis. Let's do this.
Boy.
And yeah, that's a solid 2. I fail.
Okay.
Oh, no.
And I grabbed Dolly. I got 4 successes.
Did anybody else
No, wait,
not...
3 successes.
3 successes. Okay. Did anybody get no successes?
Nope, I got 1 success.
Okay. So, that's all the one you need for most of you, 1 success. As it's a bit more of a struggle, even, looking into that reflective surface, like, you can feel that there's a bit more of a detachment away from the safety of the care and a bit more of trying to connect to that spiritual side of, Gaia, of yourselves a bit more, having the two of you commute to each other. And most of you managed to get through one place, except for Dolly, who, when you realise isn't quite where the rest of you are, as you turn round and you notice that she is just stuck against this weird webbing that has appeared out of nowhere.
God damn it! Fucking these things.
How
Can I
will
cut
we
the web?
address this? Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, you can all attempt to try and do something with the webs. How are you all going to be doing this exactly?
Like Ezra Kemp's gonna try and cut the webs, because they know what these fucking things are. They don't like these fuckers.
Alright. So you're all just basically just going to be hacking away at these weird webbings with no real intent. Just going at it.
Yeah.
Okay, fair. I just wanted to make sure, because I was half expecting somebody to take a very avant-garde approach, because that's what this group's doing at the moment. So yeah, give me, I guess Dex and Brawl. Difficulty 7. Dolly, you can attempt to struggle 2 and make that roll, but you're going to do it at difficulty 8.
Well, that's a dex brawl, you said?
Yes, please.
Ooh, that's 3 successes on my end.
That's 2 successes, and they're both 10s, but I'm not using a specialty, so 2 successes.
Hmm. And what did the other 2 get?
Actually, in order to cut said webs, am I able to shift into the Glabber form?
You can do whatever you want to. Yeah?
Okay.
Yes. So give me stamina and primal urge, please. And whilst you're doing that, that's just reminded me, in the previous episode, there was a bit of a issue that was arisen with Dolly trying to move into Lupus form because they didn't have enough to make in one consecutive movement from Homid to Lupus. As a fucking idiot, I didn't think that you could actually just keep rolling it until you moved your way over there. So in the case of Dolly, it would be making how many, like moving from Krynos and then trying to move over, so you would have to take multiple turns to do that sort of thing.
Okay.
Just for future reference.
Okay.
Difficulty is the form I'm already in, right?
7 with Glabra.
Yeah, 7.
Okay,
yeah.
got it.
Hey, Lore.
Yo,
I have a question.
ask away.
I can bring others with me, can't I?
You can bring another Garou with you.
Cool. Well, while everybody else is sitting there hacking at this, I'm just going to go back and try to bring Dolly with me.
Well, that's the thing is she's tried to come through and she's stuck in one of the Weaver's webs. So...
Oh, that's what happened. Okay, that I do not understand. I thought...
I mean, you could try and pull her out. That's totally a valid thing to do.
I would like to, but not physically. I'd like to try to do something on a more spiritual level.
Okay.
I'm not sure what that would be. Wait.
Okay.
Oh, no, that's one.
Put a pin in that. I'll come back to that thought. I'll see what the other 2 will want to do, and then depending on what happens, I may respond to that question in a particularly narratively inappropriate way. So, remind me what you got, Kenzie, with you hacking and slashing, just, you know, with your bare hands.
Yeah. 3 successes.
You got 3. What did Dolly get?
2.
2.
Okay. And Nadia, you had shifted into Glabro. Have you made Dexterity and Brawl?
Not me. I have not shit.
Sorry, Ezra, sorry.
Yes, just about to. I did get enough successes to get into Glabro. So let me go ahead and do that Dex Brawl roll.
Am I about to get uppies from Ezra?
Sorry?
God.
I'm gonna get uppies from Ezra.
I mean, Ezra can attempt to roll again. To go into Glabro if they wanted to. It's not like a one-off thing.
Oh no, I did succeed getting into Glabro.
Oh, you did? I thought you said you didn't, sorry. I'm really struggling with hearing all of a sudden, sorry.
You're fine.
Ain't nothing of it. So, let me go ahead and roll my pool then. 2 specifically cut. Okay. Then I do have the... Okay, so... Difficulty 6?
Yes.
7, I think.
If I said if I said 7, then it was 7. I can't remember, honestly.
Okay.
I'm a brain of a goldfish. Which is worrying, given I'm the storyteller.
Okay, 4 successes.
Ooh, hell
Okay.
yeah.
I had a certain number of mine of a total pool of successes, but it was 1 short, so it's almost out. It's real fucking, like, part sticky. I haven't forgotten Nadia. It's all real, as I said, particularly sticky as you would expect with a spider's web. But as you're tearing it, it's got like sort of this metallic sort of like sheen and tear. And as you're tearing bits, like things like it just recoils back into nothing, as if like almost if Gaia herself is betraying all of you. But there's like a foot that's left, and almost bursting through the door and bouncing between is like a very large metallic looking spider that sort of like stuck itself onto nothingness, which is where your spirit fiend's going to come into play, Nadia, if you're so willing.
Wait. I think she just kind of looks at this thing. Oh gosh. And she's just gonna start to speak to it.
Hmm.
Oh gosh. Does sphere speech work in language in a way? How would I convey this?
Well, that is a good question. Let's see what the gift says. The gift allows the Garou to communicate with encountered spirits. The Garou is thus able to address them whether they wish to be addressed or not. Of course, nothing in brackets usually prevents the spirit from ignoring the urge or leaving. Any spirit can teach this gift. Once learnt, the gift allows the Garou to understand the communication of spirits intuitively. Particularly alien spirits may be difficult in the case of many banes, outright painful to understand. So the way that I'm going to envision this here, that this is just like a natural thing, there's no gnosis or anything that you need to spend, that's just something that you can do now. So, what do you say?
I think she just says, "Greetings, weaver of web and coil. I see we have stumbled into something of yours."
As you say all of this, the rest of you are just, and Dolly as well, is just noticing this big metallic spider thing with its little very hodgepodge metallic legs, almost redoing the web. But as Nadia starts speaking, well, to say speaking is a weird thing indeed, because to everyone else, you almost hear like this sort of metallic, resonary sort of ring that just almost buzzes through her lips. And this weird spider thing just looks at you, or at least it turns its body towards you, and it, again, in response, everyone else hears a much louder version of that, and you, Nadia, are able to, amongst the words that it is saying, no, not belongs to me, belongs to the weaver, belongs to mother. And he just carries on trying to stitch like Dolly's arm back up in this web.
I think at that point she just kind of goes, "That is fair, though we do not. We wish to get out of your way. Can you please give us a moment to leave so you may make your repairs in peace?"
No, the Garou is now part of the repairs, and the arm is like getting a bit closer up towards the wrist.
Alright.
Yeah, Dolly's annoyance is going higher and higher and higher as each moment passes.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
Can you make me a rage check, please?
Oh
Yes.
god, no.
Or difficulty.
Oh, that is a good question. Do you remember before the last session I asked you to give me a number between 10 and 20?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's today's date. It's the 16th of June, so the moon phase is crescent, so you're going to be rolling all rage checks at difficulty 7. So you have
Please.
a bit more of a chance here not to go absolutely monkeys bananas.
Alright. Finally, I got a solid roll. That's a solid 3 successes.
Yeah,
Oh,
you feel this, this exchange fucking infuriating. Like, why the two of them are speaking in, like, metal to each other. Why isn't the other two doing anything? Like, but you're able to contain yourself for just the time being, or at least contain yourself in a very primal manner.
I'm trusting the process. But I'm pretty sure my frustration would be evident to Nadia as well.
Oh, for sure.
Okay. I'm gonna try to make an argument and just be like, "I see what you're saying. But we both know that to incorporate such a thing could risk the greater project. If you wish to try, you may, but I cannot guarantee that it would end well for you and everything you're trying to maintain. There's more than one way to do what you're commanded. Always.
The spider's thing stops for just a moment and will just say, "What do you propose?"
What is the goal of this particular working?
To strengthen the gauntlet, to cut off the Penumbra from the likes of you, to establish order and control.
I see. And yet, are not those such as we creatures of disorder? Would not incorporating disorder into the greater order just cause a weakness, a fracture down the line?
You saying my work's incomplete, disorderly, incorrect?
No. I'm saying that every circumstance is far more complicated than just what we contribute. Sometimes the tools, the circumstances we have change things whether we want it to or not. Just like a glitch in the code, because somebody didn't give the right did the right input for a programming language. Sometimes if the very thing you're using involves a flaw, it makes the thing that you're doing impossible to make perfect. And she gestures at Ollie. If there was ever a flaw in something, it's something that does not belong.
Damn.
Can I have you roll for me charisma and expression? Typically trying to convince a weaver spirit like this would have been pretty difficult, but as I am personally so moved by that, I'm going to have that as a difficulty 5. Also Glasswalker shenanigans. So difficulty 5, and I'm going to make a roll on behalf of this creature thing.
Right.
Just one moment, I just need to check something real quick to get you a difficulty for that, because this is my first time dealing with spirits on this stuff. Not that one. Not that
And
one.
this is why I have persuasion, everybody, even though I'm actually not using it. Damn!
Oh, I forgot persuasion was a thing here. Yeah, use that instead.
Wait, is it persuasion? Do I...
Yeah,
Shit.
I mean, both of us have persuasion, but I don't know how to talk to spirits yet, so it's still
Yeah.
on you, baby girl.
I thought it was persuasion. Is it not? It may be that I misspoke for the second game in a row. Good job, me. Nope, I have expression, empathy. Yeah, no. Regardless, a 5.
Yeah, so yeah, this is going to be charisma and expression, I think, for you, as you're not exactly being deceitful with this. There is some validity in all of that. Okay, this is so you're going to do that standard difficulty. I misinterpreted things, so I'm going to make a roll for the thing that you're rolling.
All right. I think here, because I really do not want to lose Dolly, and I'm seeing a little bit of this kind of upset. I'm like, oh boy, I'm gonna burn a willpower for this. Just feel like, this, I am not lying. I am literally looking at this, going, oh, this is gonna be a problem.
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, I can't remember what I think I said it was going to be difficulty 5 for you.
Difficulty 5. You are correct.
Cool.
I got 2 successes plus the willpower because I got a 1. Specialization. I got 2 10s.
Right. So is that 3 successes overall? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the same number of successes that I just rolled. So that's something of a tie. So what I think will happen here it won't continue to essentially calcify Dolly into place here. It will literally just stop what it's doing and just says to you, and as it hops down onto the ground, your error, your mistake, you fix it. Quickly, quickly, quickly!
You got it.
Back to cutting.
Yeah, Ken's just gonna try and fucking pull out
I would.
Dolly.
Gosh. Can I help them by showing the places they should cut?
Yeah, if you want to direct that, how would that work exactly? You tell me what you want to do.
I'm good at puzzles. And I'm good at investigation. Either one could kind of work. I'm looking for the parts, like, I'm trying to find the source. These things are all, spiderwebs are kind of all about things connecting together, so you have redundancies. I'm trying to find the source, the one that if you cut that one causes the others collapse. But also I'm trying to minimize the actual damage, because I'm trying to make a deal and not result in this thing immediately attacking us.
Yeah.
I also am going to throw a wrench into the operation here, actually.
Oh dear.
Oh, thank you.
Dolly doesn't understand what you're doing, so she's going to thrash a little bit more and get frustrated.
Okay, I think she...
Cool.
Like, Dolly, I've made a deal. Please sit still. Please, please, please. Remember how I said I would take you out? We can go out tonight. We can do that. We can do the thing. Please?
Doing a thing?
You flushed a second. You know, at our last meeting, we talked about doing something. I've been trying to prepare.
Why aren't you fixing? Fix it, fix it, fix it.
Nadia, just fucking pull on her, damn it! And Ken's gonna try and keep pulling Dolly out.
Is Nadia still going to be directing, or they're now being frightened into pulling?
No. I don't get frightened that easy.
Fair enough.
Well, I don't get frightened by a 14-year-old that easy.
Fair dues. To that extent, Kinsey, how are you feeling right now?
Rather frustrated because, one, Nadia is trying to make a deal with a Weaver spirit, something which is notoriously unreliable and very mechanic in how it operates and thinks. And two, they should get Dolly out of here by pulling and just keep on randomly cutting. Redundancies be damned. Just pull and she is going to get out. So Kenzie is very frustrated.
Yeah, what a bitch, right? Can you make me a rage check, please, Kenzie?
Yeah, I will. Oh, thank God. I failed that. I failed. Thank God.
Alright, so you're just pissed off on a homid level rather than a rip and tear sort of level. Okay, so can the Glasswalker roll for me? What would that be, I reckon? An intelligence and enigmas roll? Actually, no, perception enigmas as you're looking for, solving this puzzle. Everybody else can roll me Dex and Brawl, and who knows, maybe we'll be able to get Dolly out in one piece.
Alright, same difficulty as before?
Actually, no, there's more of you now, so I'm going to have you do that difficulty 6. Everybody does this at difficulty 6.
I have 2 successes, and so Nadia is just going like, "Cut here!"
Yeah, he did shit. It did shit there, and who got failed, sorry?
I got 6 successes.
So Dolly got none, you got 5. Okay?
1.
Okay, cool. We've now got up to the new number in my head. It takes a little bit because despite it appearing not very much there and the semi-helpful, there was a bit there and a bit there from Nadia, you are able to pull Dolly out of this mess of nothingness, this web, as they sort of like recoil and spring back. If you've ever seen a guitar string break, it's kind of like that. It just spins, coils back, but it has the fun illusion of like disappearing into nothing. And the little creature thing bobbing up and down on the ground sort of thing will just say, "Leave, do not return, leave, do not return, leave, do not return." It just says that until you get out, basically.
Alright. He says, "You got it?" And it's just like, we need to go.
First,
Bye,
we need to
Spirit.
check on our pack rate, Nadia. Damn. Kenzie walks over to Dolly. Are you alright? I know meat weaver's webs are kinda nasty. You alright? Feeling corrupted, like you wanna lash out at something?
I think Dolly just looks more annoyed than anything. And she's trying really hard not to snap at anybody, and she'll kind of stand up and brush herself off and go, I'm fine. Let's go.
Good. Nadia, be careful about talking to fucking weaver spirits. They're mechanical in their thinking. You can't make normal deals with them. Plus, they're not upheld to the pack. You can't make regular deals with them.
I'm a hacker.
Yes, and weaver spirits are dangerous and because they can't think like you do. And again, they don't uphold the pack. The pack is what lets us make deals with spirits.
Not to interrupt our little escapade here, but I think this thing wants us to leave, and it's getting angrier.
No, please, let's leave. Come on.
Yes, and we
please,
are.
please.
Damn.
Oh, wait, real quick. Can you ask its name?
She turns around. Is it possible to know your designation?
Leave. Exit. Leave. Get out. And it's who's furthest away from the spit? Can I ask?
Probably Nadia.
Okay. Dex and dodge, please.
Fuck. Alright. Hacking the furthest one. Great. Lovely.
Yep. I mean, you volunteered it, for which I'm grateful.
Alright, what's the difficulty?
Yes, please. How many
Difficulty is yes, please.
So I didn't. I thought you said this my regular difficulty, so I miss it. Yes, difficulty 6. So I misheard you.
Okay. I was like,
Sorry.
I don't know what that means.
It means your storyteller's losing the fucking plot.
2 successes.
How many?
2.
Oh. Well. This is what happens. When you ask it its name and it pauses, it stops, it's going to leap and hug onto your fucking face. Can I... what can I do with it here as it leaps onto your face? Yeah, alright. It's going to do that. Okay. Oh, it's your lucky day. So this thing has just leaped onto your face of its like claws like wrapped around your head, sort of like face hugger style, but not very well. It's a bit offshoot because like these webs now begin to shoot, sort of skim past your face a little bit. What does everybody do in response to this?
Kenzie is going to spend a point of rage.
I wanted to do something funny. It's okay.
What are you going to do?
Sorry, what are you gonna do?
I wanted to pull it off her face and punt the damn thing.
Okay. I mean, you can certainly try to.
Alright, what do you need me to roll?
Yeah, Dex and Brawl for you. Kenzie, I presume you're just going straight to Krynos. You've had enough of this fucking shit.
Wait, I don't need to spend a point of rage to go to Krynos. It's my breed form. So yeah, automatically just the crunching of bone and flesh as Kenzie just immediately goes to Krynos form.
And Ezra?
I'm going to do my best to try and pull Nadia away.
Okay. So the two femmes in the group who aren't being face hugged by a pattern spider, give me, well, Dex and Brawl.
Okay.
And what is it that Kenzie's doing? I presume the same.
Yeah, tried to like grab it with the claws and just yank it off.
Oh, what could possibly go wrong with this? Right, okay.
What was the difficulty, by the way? 6?
Yeah, standard, please.
4 successes.
3 successes.
5 successes.
Okay, so you all managed to get it off there, but because I believe it was Kenzie that had the most, you're the one that actually is able to, like, take it off and, like, claim it. What do you do with it?
Kenzie does not like Weaver spirits. Like, they're up there with Banes of how much they detest them. They're just gonna, like, fucking try and crush it in their hand. Just crumple it like a soda can.
Alright, give me strength and brawl, please.
You got it. Five successes again.
Awesome. Love that for you. Oh, those are ones. Oh, okay.
Oh dear.
Okay. You're able to... It feels like you're doing a significant amount of damage to it, but it's not quite dead yet. Okay. So in response to this... I just need to check up a ruling or something. As again, I haven't done spirit stuff before, so this is all a bit of fun improv. Okay. Right, so I'm gonna make a roll here for it. Yes. As the previous one didn't work, it's left me with one other option. That's much more favourable for the pattern spider. As from its perspective, you all made the conscious decision not to leave. You feel a bit more bound to the place around you, which mechanically isn't going to do much for you until you have to leave the Penumbra. But it seems to be doing what you want it to do. So who should we go back to? Let's check in with Nadia. How do you feel about being face-hugged like that?
It is very much... I guess I have an important question. Is there anything on his underside that would try to bite, snap, or otherwise catch me in gears or other joints that I know would hurt?
So in video game terms, you're looking for the big flaring red spot that requires it being a weak point.
I was more or less looking for a weak point, more looking for the part where I should not have my face.
Oh, well, fortunately you are free from it now, so you don't have to worry about it being on your face.
Oh,
But you
okay.
can see with Kenzie like holding it, you can see that it had like a little chute where it was spitting out those webs at you. But it doesn't so much have a mouth or teeth, it's just, well, it seems to be the most dangerous things physically are its legs, which aren't anywhere near you at the time being.
Cool. I'm going to try something because I'm worried this thing's going to call for help. I want to get out my laptop. I want to try to prevent it from calling for help, if I can.
How would you go about doing
I don't know
that?
if that... Well, these things are very electronically related. They must have some sort of network. So I want to try to essentially silence outgoing pings if I can.
That's a very Nadia-coded answer, and, you know, just hurrying, you know, maybe just away from the fray of it all, and you get out your laptop, you know, you attempt to push on the on button, and nothing happens.
Kind of looks at it. Look, like, it's like she kind of lets out a long breath, part of her hair just goes... Fine. And, oh gosh, she can't fire into this. She's not fairly trained firearm. She has like a handgun that she keeps with her. But
I still want to punt the fucker.
yeah,
I'll let you punt it when it's your turn.
I think what she does is she pulls out her gun and she gets ready for when this thing is away from others, and then she'll take a shot.
Awesome. Ezra, what do you do? I will come back to you, Dolly.
Namely making sure that Nadia is safe and unharmed.
Yeah, you see Nadia with her trusty brick with a screen on it, otherwise known as a laptop. You see the little hair fluff up in exasperation. Mostly seems okay, perhaps a little bit flustered.
Okay, and I go ahead and just, not necessarily going on the attack, but I just make sure that should it try and pounce on her again, that I am in its way.
Okay. So just my understanding that you're just like ready to intercept if anything goes awry with the Ragabash, who's acting like the Arun at the moment. Cool. Dolly.
Yeah, like I said, I want to punt the fucker. I'll
Okay.
probably direct.
They're-
Yeah, I'll probably direct Kenzie to either drop the damn thing or hold it like a little football tee at a football game, so I can kick
No,
it.
Kenzie actually does that. Holds the head, puts it down on the ground, and just gestures for you to kick it.
Alright, I'm assuming it's a Dex Brawl roll?
Yes, the two of you can make Dex and Brawl for me, please.
Absolutely.
Standard difficulty?
Yes, please.
Alright. That'll be another 3 successes. I rolled an 8, a 9, and a 10.
That is 6 successes on my head.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. What would fucking punting think? Presumably a kick.
Yeah, so generally a punt is either you drop something and then you kick it as far as you can, or
Yeah.
someone else holds it teed up, or it's sitting on a tee and you kick it as hard as you can to send it flying.
Yeah,
You turn around, except for you don't get trolled.
Yeah, I was more or less looking to see the chart for like what you'd have to roll to fucking do that, but there's just weapon shit here because apparently Garou don't use their hands and feet for anything. Oh fuck it, just roll. I don't know, strength +1. I'll find out the proper rules for it in a moment.
Strength +1, I could certainly do that. That's gonna be 4 dice.
Yeah, on top of the leftover successes that you had.
I got exactly 3, so that'll be Kenzie's leftover successes if you're gonna get those to me.
Doesn't work like that as you're the one actually dealing the damage.
Yep.
Okay, so walk me through this. Walk me through this situation as the two of you now playing everyone's favourite pastime of rugby. Sorry, American football.
As an ex-rugby player, rugby is superior. Anyway,
Based. Sorry.
I got 4 successes on my damage roll as well, so that'll be fun.
Okay, cool.
I'll let you continue, Kenzie. You're starting first.
Yeah. Kenzie is just holding the head of the spider, just like the fucking top of a football, just with a massive, thick, like, maud-fanged grin as they just gesture to it for Dolly to kick.
And I wore my sturdy work boots today, so it's gonna hurt a little extra hard, because steel toes.
Yummy, yum. So how are you lining up for this kick, then?
Typically someone doing a punt will back up about 7 paces and move 3 paces to the left, or the right, depending on what their dominant side is. And then run up and hit it with their dominant side, which is Dolly's case would be her right foot.
Cool.
And it would probably send it flying.
It probably would. It's especially, which is a bit unusual given the fact it's quite a large, chunky thing as is. But with the amount of strength combined, it does go flying with a little corkscrew sort of thing, and it hits the wall. And you'd expect like it being machined to explode, but it just goes and disappears into nothing.
Yeah, Kenzie just starts. Would it be considered laughing in Kratos' form? Well, it's the equivalent of laughing. Very wolfish. Exactly, like that wolfish laugh.
Yeah, Dolly, even through her frustration, can't help but give you a high five.
Okay, we gotta go. Like Nadia's stuffing her laptop in.
Yeah, we gotta go.
So you all hurry out of the girls' bathroom, which is the most chaotic thing. You know, that odds and evens fiend was just like going to be like 2 people doing coke off the kitchen sink. I thought that was going to be the dilemma that we'll be dealing with here. Like, I did not intend for this to go the way that it did, but that's just the fun of Weaver spirits, I guess. So yeah, you almost without thinking, you run through the wall and the doors. Like, the thing doesn't burst or anything. This isn't like the Krynos form, like bursting through or anything. It's literally you move through as if the wall isn't there. But you're aware as you're moving through that it feels just a bit more sluggish. Like it's like wading through thick custard. I don't know if anybody's done that. It's a common British pastime over here. But you feel the weight in the penumbra down here, and when you step outside into the rest of the subway, it looks odd. You see more of those spiders. Some of them are smaller than the other ones, but they all look kind of the same in a sense. All mechanical. Some of them are big. Some of them are smaller. They're working almost robotically, doing like maintenance work on everything around you, but the colouring scheme around you is a lot more grungy and grimy. Like whenever you see a film and like they do a shot of like New York subway, they do like filters and things to make it look as disgusting as possible, like the closest that America will ever do like a slum sort of area sort of thing within their own country, because that's much easier than just showing them the truth. That's the sort of thing I'm imagining that this would look like down here. And the smells down here, it smells dirty, it smells rancid down here as these trains are coming and going. You can't see them as such, you can kind of feel their presence along the side of the tracks, because there isn't a spiritual essence towards them, even with all the spiders that are like clinged onto this thing. It's different, and as I described previously, in the previous session, you don't really see any people down here. Except for one that's stepping onto a train at the very far end of the platform.
Alright. Can I get a closer look at what they look like?
Or are you going to do that, or is that just you, Dolly?
I'm leaving it up to the rest of the group if they want to join in.
Yeah.
Kenzie's going to take a look, but they're going to do it with the sense Wyrm gift they have. Just in case.
Interesting. I believe, like Spirit Speech, that's an automatic thing, but I can have you make a roll for it if it's appropriate. I did write that one down at least.
I roll Perception plus Occult. The difficulty depends on the concentration and strength of the Wyrm's influence. So, for Lori next door would be difficulty 6. Meanwhile, a Bane that was there like a couple of days ago would be like difficulty 8, basically. So how strong it is and how new it is for the Wyrm's influence.
Yeah. Okay. How close are you going to get to it? This person, I mean.
Walk over like a decent bit to like maintain eye contact with it as I use Sense Wyrm.
Alright. So that will require you to step on what you presumably is a train. If you're prepared to do that.
No, I'll stay on the edge of the platform. Just trying to look at it.
Okay. Difficulty 6 then for me, for that. And with you, Dolly, perception and expression.
Alright.
What are the other two doing?
Can I assist Dolly?
Hmm?
Can I assist Dolly?
You could certainly look in the general direction as well if you want to give the same sort of look. Roll for me, perception and expression. And how about our Lupus Arun, who, if they weren't feeling uncomfortable with everything down here previously, they certainly are now.
Just to err on the safe side, I think I'm going to spend a point of rage and activate my Razor Claw gift.
Ooh.
Okay. Fancy.
Yeah, I used a willpower on Sense Wyrm, so I got a single success.
Okay.
And I got two successes on that roll.
Okay.
I don't know what my difficulty.
6.
Oh,
Yeah, I just assume standard unless she says otherwise.
well, in that case, 4.
You alright?
Okay.
Pickle.
Mood. I've been combating that this entire session so far. I feel you.
So Nadia got
What
how?
did you get? Sorry.
Okay.
4 successes.
Okay. We will go with the senses with humans first, as I'm presuming you're going to go closer to this individual to have a look. As I said, it's assumed that they're stepping onto something because you see them walk and they like move along and they just look like they're sort of squatting down in nothing. Do you get on this train with them?
Why not? Sure.
Oh boy. I think Nadia would just like, okay, gonna watch, observe, one, oh shit, she's getting off! Starts following as a, oh no, oh no.
Mm-hmm. And Ezra?
I'm getting on the train.
Okay. We'll deal with Kenzie in a moment with the human perception stuff with the gals. It's odd, because, you know, you've stepped through the Umbra a couple of times, you've been told and you can see that you're not generally supposed to be seeing people down here, but as you get closer, you see that this figure is like more of a silhouette, and Kenzie, as you're pretty close anyway, you would notice as well, as would Ezra at this point. But the general vibe that you're getting from them, from perhaps how they're sitting, you both pick up that there's something not quite right with them, like they're sort of like hunched over, their body language is very closed off sort of thing, like you can see that the figure with their head is like moving and bobbing around sort of thing. Whereas you, Nadia, you do notice a bit more that they seem to be very uncomfortable, a little bit on edge, they keep fidgeting with themselves, they're trying to reach something a little bit, maybe. And with Kenzie, you said you got 1 success.
Yeah, which means I get to see if there's a sense of Wyrm or not.
Yeah. You see, the fun thing is, with the sense of the Wyrm, that many people misinterpret. I'm not saying that you're doing this, I'm just describing. That it's not so much like ding, 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 like a metal detector, but with the Wyrm, because the Wyrm is in all things. It is entropy, it's decay, it is death.
Concentrations of it.
Yes, and
Yeah.
the Wyrm is prevalent around here. You sort of sense a bit of it behind you as well, where there might have been people behind you. There does seem to be a concentration on the train, but I'd say there isn't really enough for you to point out like something is off with this individual. It's just there and all around you. Are you going to get on the train?
They're still out. Fuck it, sure, fine.
Okay,
I'm not happy about it, but yeah.
No, probably not. Can you give me Dex and Athletics, please? Difficulty 8.
Fuck, yeah, I can. If that doesn't work, I have another thing I could possibly do. I hope I don't have to do it. Oh, fuck, please. Fuck, I failed.
You take a step forward, and you hit the ground, or at least where the tracks would be. The train's gone off without you.
Oh no.
Fucking damn it!
You better make like a Dixie chick and get ready to run, I guess.
That's the thing. I can't catch up to a train even in Krynos form. There's a reason Bonars do subway surfing in Krynos form because it's the fastest transport in the city.
Well, I haven't said this all season. Womp womp.
This is why we don't follow strange people, y'all.
So, the three of you would notice Kenzie attempting to move onto the train, not being able to see it properly, and then just go splat. Well, they sort of like land on their feet. If it was a botch, I'd made them hit their face, because I think that'd just be funny. What do the three of you do now that you're on this train, and the only thing you can see here is this very anxious silhouette of a person?
I don't think I really have any abilities that'll allow me to interact with spirits properly, so I'll leave that up to Nadia.
I've interacted with somebody that had something semi-similar happening, right? With Spotlight?
Yeah, you did. Oddly enough. Well, a situation that was similar to this, you saw that there was somebody, well, you could see somebody within the Umbra, and you successfully sidestepped into the crowd and dealt with it within Gaia.
Yeah. Alright. So, I think... Spotlight never told me what the fuck was going on, did he?
No.
Thanks, guy. I think she starts looking at this influence and just starts with, "Can you hear me?"
Roll me perception and occult.
Oh no. Bolt.
Is this something that you don't have any dots in by chance?
Yes!
Oh dear, it means I'm going to have to bump your difficulty up by 2, which I'm going to make a difficulty 9 for you. I hope that's alright.
Alright, here we go.
Enjoy.
Nada! Zip! 0! No,
Cool.
No, no botches though.
Well, yeah, that's something at least. Yeah, you say this, not quite too sure what sort of language, jibbledy-jabber is coming out of your mouth, and Dolly, you think she's just trying to, like, fucking speak pig Latin or something, because it's just a weird noise that comes out of her mouth when she does this. Nothing. Zilch.
Okay, I've actually dealt with... She turns around the rest. I've dealt with somebody like this before. Is the coloring the same? Does it look similar?
There's a tinge of green to it, but it's mostly the same.
Last one I saw was going to try to harm somebody. I think we have to get back out there. And we need to either talk them down or restrain them or something. It's possible we could do something here. Okay, no. Unless... Do they look sick?
With the successes that you got, with all the fidgeting and stuff, and like how slumped over, you could interpret that as them being ill. Not quite right. Not 100%.
Alright.
I'm gonna do a potentially stupid thing.
Give me it.
Reach out and touch them.
Okay. I'm just going to make a little roll for a moment. Okay, so you reach forward and you're just going to try and touch this thing, yeah?
Yeah, like lightly put my hand on its shoulder.
You sort of go over and like reach your hand and it passes through it, and it's almost like whatever this person is on the other side feels something, because he just sort of like just brushed it off his shoulder and just like that, like a ghost walked over their body sort of thing. But the greenness that I mentioned a moment ago just kind of throb a little bit. What's going through Ezra's mind at the moment?
I look over to Nadia, still in Glabro form, so my voice is which already isn't silky smooth at the best of times, is a bit more husky than usual. Last time you said you've dealt with something like this?
Yeah.
What happened to it?
Well, I brought them away from others and had them have a talk with Spotlight, because he's the one that told me to do it. Well, he told me to stop somebody from getting killed. Let's put it that way. And I did. So, I can't guarantee this person being friendly. They might be not doing great. I'm thinking of going, Lord, can I see the shapes of other people in the car?
No, just them at the moment. It's just them. And as you're weighing that, you all see this person stand up. He doesn't move out of the train, but he just like stands up and moves to the seat next to him and just like sits down and gets back to fidgeting and rocking and closed off body language.
I'm going
You
to
know,
go.
seeing that actually, without really thinking, I'm going to go ahead and step sideways again and try and get back into the
Okay.
material.
So,
Oh boy.
without the aid of anything reflective, this would be difficulty 8. But the pattern spiders actually raised the gauntlet of the area, so you're actually going to be doing it at difficulty 9 for me.
Good luck, bestie.
Well, lucky me, I got 3 successes.
Awesome. It requires a bit more strength and effort. You feel that sluggishness of that I described earlier on as you phase sort of back in. Odds or evens?
Odds.
Alright. Rolled a 7. Fortunately for you, this particular cart is packed to the hilt. There are people standing, people sitting down, and nobody seems to really notice that an extra person has appeared. There's some conversations going on. Right behind you, there is this large black man like playing something really badly on guitar. But most importantly, you're able to see the person that you would, just looking at and just saw move. It's a very pale, white, skinny man. Like, he hasn't shaved for a couple of days. He looks tired. He looks pale. He looks blotchy. His hood is thrown up. He's got his hands buried deep within his hoodie pocket. You can see that all of his clothes seem to be a bit too big for him. He's just sort of like shimming there. Like, there's a woman that sat next to him who's clearly pregnant, which is probably why he moved out of the way. Not that I think Ezra would understand the politeness behind that. But you, the player, would probably get that, I'd hope. But yeah, he's moved out of the way, and there's just lots of people about, and he's just sort of like rocking a little bit. He seems very on edge.
Okay. Is it possible for me to shift back into Homid form without drawing too much attention?
Were you not in Homid form before? Oh, you were in Glabro, weren't you? I completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can try it, but then we can do a game of odds and evens to see if any people notice.
Okay. Yeah, why not?
Cool.
Okay. Stamina.
Yeah, this is difficulty 6, as you're going one step the other way.
I am really thankful for that charmed existence. I was going to say perk, but merit I have. As it has really saved my butt a lot of these times. 3 successes.
Cool. Odds or evens?
Odds again.
Alright. Rolled a 9. So, maybe just because how busy it is, maybe it's the guitarist behind you, whatever else going on. It's just too busy for people to really notice, like, the fur just disappearing and you looking your more usual Homid attractive self.
Okay. Is there an open seat next to the pale person?
Odds or evens?
Evens.
Oh, spicing up a little bit. Turns out that was the right call to make because I rolled a 6. Yeah, there's pregnant woman, you, and a seat spare, and a little railing to hold on to, like the door that just immediately opens up to the next train station.
Okay. I go ahead and sit right down next to him, not really paying mind to the fact that it might be a bit impolite. And then I just kind of lean in close to him and go like, "Are you okay?"
Well, yeah, fine. And he immediately looks away.
Are you
and he's
sure?
like, what's it to you?
You look sick. On edge.
on edge. You new here? You a tourist or something?
Thing like that.
So he looks away and just sort of shakes his head a little bit, just unsure what to do at this point. Meanwhile, in the Penumbra, you see another spiritual figure has appeared. This one's a bit more pleasant to look at. It's not sewage green. It's sort of white, umolescent. You recognise that this is a Garou. This is clearly Ezra. You've seen them move and like sit them down. You see the two. You can't hear what they're saying, but like you see the black figure moving around a lot more. But you also see something around the shoulder area of the figure in black, just almost growing. Meanwhile, back on the other side, it's like, do you know how difficult life is without people like you just annoying the fuck out of me? Huh?
I don't.
Wow. You must have it real fucking easy, don't you?
Yeah.
He looks dumbfounded by that, not really expecting you to say, and I was like, what?
Yeah, I don't know what it's like, which is why I'm asking.
Roll for me charisma and empathy, or expression, which one of those two is higher.
Okay, I will go with empathy. Difficulty?
7. Just because this guy's clearly
Okay.
on edge and he's thinking that they're all a little sus at the moment.
Okay. That would be... Go ahead and roll. That is 3 successes again.
Okay. And he's sitting there, you know, jutting his leg up and down, like his teeth are sort of bared together. His teeth aren't particularly fantastic either. And he says, "You're for real. You see that everyone here, you want to sit down and talk to me and see what's up in my world. Were you the Samaritans or something?"
I don't know what that is.
Okay.
Could I attempt to hop over and help her out? Like, just find like a more like subtle place to get out.
Yeah, if you want to, but you're going to have to make a gnosis roll at difficulty 9.
I'm gonna take that risk because I gotta help our socially deficient person out.
Okay.
I will say,
Into willpower, please.
You will stay.
Nadia
Oh,
does
sorry.
say, hey, and she kind of points between like the cars, because there's always a part between the cars. If we go over there, people probably won't see us. And she taps the glass. And like, if she can, she's just gonna try to like breathe on it and kind of shine it, and she's gonna try to make it more reflective.
You would hope that that would work, but it's literally just you're standing in a floating of nothingness. Like, you kind of see like the passing train stations and things that you kind of know that you're moving across the subways of New York, but the glass isn't really showing here, unfortunately.
What about if I brought out a sling for checking your makeup?
I presume that would be all in your little backpack of stuff. Yeah, I'd say that you could use that to look into.
Yeah.
So you could roll a difficulty 8.
Yeah, I'm holding off on the roll until you roll, Nadia.
Can I hold it up for her? So she
I'll
can
allow
look?
that. I would allow that. Makes sense. Like, you can hold it up and you can both look into it. I don't see why not. So yeah, difficulty 8 rather than 9.
Cool. And I rolled a 10. Hurrah!
Oh, thank God.
Come on.
So yeah,
That
difficult.
went outside. Holy. 4 successes?
Damn.
Damn.
You just need to focus on, I don't know, staring into each other's lovely eyes, I guess, through a mirror as you materialise onto the other side. Odds or evens? Someone.
Were we able to make it into the in-between parts between the train? Like when you go from car to car?
I think we'll find that out in a minute, right?
Well,
Yeah,
you materialize on the train rather than in between platforms.
Oh no, I'm talking about like, okay, so like in a subway car or BART car, you have okay, not BART. Like you have
Oh,
a little connector area, and it's like you have to travel
Oh,
between it.
right,
It
okay.
has less people. It has doors, which means the odds of people being there are much lower than if you appeared in the middle of a train.
Yeah, I see what you mean now. Yes, I was being dumb. Yeah, it makes sense that you could walk in that general direction and guesstimate where that was. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. In that case, we won't do odds and evens because that's some fair sound logic, and I don't want to take that away from you. Yeah, you're able to appear in that sort of space and see the general direction of Ezra and this dude. But back to Kenzie for a moment. Some time ago, you sort of fell into the rail tracks and presumably got yourself back up again. What are you doing for all of this?
Entities just cursing to themselves of this is why we fucking stay together, this is why we don't say things about other shit happening. It's just groaning to themselves before they decide to try and shift to Hispo and try and follow the direction that they were going, hopefully.
Alright, give me that roll then, please.
Will do. I just need one success, thankfully. Let's see if I get it. I got a success, so I shift to Hispo.
Cool, and you're pounding away across the surface. Now, I won't make you roll anything else just yet. I'm going to cut back to the action on the train as all three of the gals are now within the train proper. Presumably all moving along, squeezing past people.
Yeah.
You know, and you see your packmate and this geezer who looks like he's just about to open up a little bit towards Ezra. It's like, I've had a real fucking shit month. Girls cheated on me, my brother. Got her knocked up, left, doesn't want anything to do with us. I don't have a home. Fucking council won't do anything about it. The number of times I've been laughed and thrown such shit at me today. I woke up stinking of piss and I don't even know it's mine. How do you fall asleep with people pissing on you? Like,
I don't know.
I don't know, Ava. I'll tell you how I know. Because I wouldn't stop fucking drinking. I'd drink myself to death. Why me? I had a good job, good girl, had a roof over my head, we're going to start a family. Fucked up. So fucking fucked up. And as he's muttering to himself, there's like an automated message above saying that there's some accident that happened and there's going to be a delay of the train by like 10, 15 minutes. Great. Just what I fucking need. He just shouts, and the woman on the phone is now on the phone, pregnant, just looks at him so fucking dirty. Looking, the fuck you looking at?
is this about when me and Nadia come in, or?
Yeah, I'd say this is rough. You hear him just shouting at this woman. I mean, I think everyone would hear him shout at this pregnant woman.
I will say Nadia does get her cane out. Figures that might be useful here.
Interesting.
I actually have a plan of attack here, if you'll allow me, Nadia.
Yeah, no. She trusts you.
Alright. I'll actually look over at Ezra and go, oh, hey, there you are. And then I'll head over.
The guy now shoots looks between the two of you. Ezra, you saw this guy was beginning to loosen up a little bit, but as Dolly becomes to move over, he immediately clenches back up and his eyes widen at the two of you. It's like trying to work out what's going on. Almost like a deer in headlights sort of thing. Or in your case, well, actually that doesn't work. You in a conservation park. Sorry. He's just sort of like trying to work out what's going on here.
Oh, who's your new friend?
I didn't catch his name.
Alan.
Dolly does her best to give him a decently pleasant smile and go, Dolly, sorry, I wasn't trying to interrupt anything here.
You two know each other, and he's like mainly looking at you, Dolly, because I think you've got like the 1 dot extra with the appearance thing, and he's just a bit stunned that, as far as he's concerned, he's been greeted by 2 fucking angels. One of them a bit more socially awkward than the other.
Oh, yeah, we're pretty good friends.
Wow. But hi. I'm going to cut back to Kenzie because of this train delay that's happening. It takes you a little bit to pound over. You're sort of able to get there, and you see these. Able to work out where the train is because you see the black blob in the distance a bit elevated up. You see the 3 light spiritual things that represent presumably your pack, and you should begin to hop on. And this, but that's not the only thing that you see. You now see like this big hulking parasitic thing like latched onto this figure's back.
Oh. Is this something Kenzie has seen before, has heard about?
Give me intelligence and occult.
You got it.
I will say this is going to be a difficulty 6, because I can't think of any astounding reason why this would be higher. Outstanding reason, rather.
2 successes.
Well, you could probably work out this is a Bane spirit of some description, but beyond that, who knows? Back on the train proper. So, how long have you two known each other?
About a month or 2.
Wow. That's quick.
Somebody stumbled into the city and didn't know shit.
Are you saying that in character?
Yeah.
And he turns to you, is like, you two?
Yeah. Hi. Sorry, I've overheard a bit. Actually, I wanted to ask you something, if you don't mind me being a bit forward.
Sure, I mean, it seems why you two get along. Again, the appearance thing, he's just a bit bewildered. 3 fucking angels now.
Well, I was just thinking, you sound like you've had a really rough night. So,
Yeah.
would you like to get something to eat?
He sort of like recoils a little bit. I don't want to do charity. Don't think I
Not
deserve
charity.
it, honestly.
It's hanging out.
It's a girls' night.
What?
You get a cut.
This isn't like a prank, isn't it? This isn't like some like TikTok thing, is it?
She holds up her phone.
I just feel like
Shows it.
grimace at that.
PTSD Vietnam flashback. So Nada, you're handing him his phone. Your phone? Did I?
Yeah, I just kind of show my phone. Show there's nothing on. I tap it. Show the lock screen. Show nothing's going on. No.
And he looks at you, Dolly. He's like, "Is this what? What's going on?"
She'll just naturally put it off and go, I don't know what her deal is. And she'll gesture for Nadia to sit down.
Wow. So I go through a month of shit and I get sent. You know what? I don't know what your deal is, but I could do with a bit of laugh. Fuck it. And he stands up. I don't even know what. Yeah. Yeah, what do you want to do, I guess?
Where have you wanted to eat that you couldn't?
Well.
Yeah.
I could really do with a Mackie D's.
Then let's go there.
It's
I'll
not
get you a
one
shake. You like shakes?
Yeah, he's almost says with like a childlike shyness. Again, he's just not sure what the fuck is going on, but he's just sort of like warming up to the idea.
Dolly will kind of look at her and go, I guess you're going to McDonald's then? On your time?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay, sure. Let's fucking go then.
I'll actually pause and go, wait, I don't think Ezra's been to McDonald's yet.
Yeah, who is that?
I'll just like look at the guy, put up my hands and go, she's incredibly sweet and well-intentioned, but my poor girl here is incredibly sheltered as well.
Ah,
That's all you need
right.
to know.
And he leans forward. It's like, is she autistic or something? I've got a cousin who's a little bit like that. I didn't want to say anything because I thought that might be offensive.
I don't
Nope,
know if she's diagnosed, but maybe.
I am. And she just laughs.
Oh, right. Okay. Mackie D's then. I would pay, but I've got nothing.
That's fine. Don't worry about
I don't
it.
have money either.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know.
Nadia's gonna cover us, right? And I'll look over her and give her a shitting grin.
Yes, I will cover you as usual.
Okay.
As soon as the train starts, we'll get going.
Okay.
Oh shit! Has anybody seen Kenzie? Did he get? If he didn't get on the train, she just very much setting the stage for like. I hope he shows up.
I am pretty
Oh,
sure that they
I
are
have other
able to
plans,
catch
don't
up.
worry.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure they have the ability to catch up with the train being delayed.
Yeah, that's good.
I kind of
Thanks.
look over to the guy. Kenzie's our child.
No, I
I'll
think
kind of
that's
I'll kind of chuckle and pinch my nose and go, just a kid that runs with us sometimes. It's nothing. It's not like that.
Oh, right. I see. Support workers. Okay, got it.
Sure,
Kenzie.
yes.
Yeah.
Kenzie. What's the total sum of your dex and wits?
Oh my. Oh fuck! We're doing this. Okay. 5.
Okay,
No,
can
actually,
you...
no, I'm in Hispo right now, so that's actually going to be. Actually going to be 8 now because I'm in Hispo, so I get extra dex.
Yep, that you do. Can you roll a 1d10 and add that to it, please?
Oh, I can indeed. Oh god. Yeah, you guys handle this. I'll handle this out on the other end.
What was that, sorry?
Nothing. Alright, so that's 10 for me.
That's unfortunate, because this huge parasitic slug fiend on large spider legs that's frothing some sort of horrible goo is now chasing you through the train. It's now going to try and do something with you first. I'm going to make you roll something for me. Actually, I need to make a roll for it first. Again, fun spirit stuff. I should get more of a use of this soon.
Thank god I got a certain ability that could help here.
Oh, right. Remind me, it's your willpower was 8, isn't it?
It is, yes.
Cool. Okay. Can you make me a rage check, please?
Oh! Fuck! Okay, yeah, I can do that for you.
Difficulty 7. Because we are under the crescent moon at the moment.
Oh, 2 successes. Oh, thank god, I'm not raging.
No, you're not. It's, you felt pretty angry and pissed off, with so much that's going on, but this is different. This is not something that you feel inside. There's something that with this one-eyed, two-eyed, four-eyed thing that is looking at you. It stares at you and it almost tries to invoke a reaction out of you. But you're able to control yourself for the time being. What do you do?
I'm first going to announce expenditure of rage so I get an extra action.
Hmm.
And then I am going to lunge for it as hard as I can and just try and rip it off. Just rip it off from the source to bite out its eyes, something.
Okay, so just a wide flurry. Which form are you in? Are you still in... You're on Glabra, aren't you? Yeah, Hispo, yes, sorry, I meant Hispo. I occasionally get this the wrong way round. So give me a Dex and Brawl, please.
I can indeed.
Standard diff.
6 successes.
Pardon?
6 successes.
Okay. Roll... Okay, wow, I wasn't expecting that many. From the fucking Ragabash. Give me... I should have checked this out. Let's just say that the whole biting thing... I think that's like strength plus 1 or 2, I think. So
It's
do
strength
that.
plus 1, and I add an extra 1 because I'm in Hispo, and Hispo gets plus 1 to bite damage.
Yes, plus the 5 leftover successes from the attack, which equals a lot of dice.
Yes, it does. Oh, God. Okay, yep, I'm rolling. That is 6 successes again.
Okay, you're tearing and snapping and howling, and this sort of pus-like viscous fluid just splurges out of it, like trying to get the last of the like toothpaste out of a tube sort of thing. It's viscous, it's slimy, it's fucking rancid. Unfortunately, some of it is going to end up in your mouth. Can you roll stamina for me, please?
That's why on my extra action, I am going to activate my toxin resist toxin gift from the Bonars.
Fair.
So you roll that.
And that doesn't require any gnosis expenditure, does it?
Nope, just a straight stamina survival roll.
Okay. Do that for me then.
You got it.
The reason why I asked that for the viewers at home and in the live Discord chat is that you can't activate Gnosis and Rage at the same time.
Yep, thank God, thank God these don't. I succeeded, so therefore I get 3 extra dice to soak any worm toxin, because I guess is what you're doing.
Absolutely, amigo.
Alright then. And that is 4 successes.
Yeah, this horrible... It's like eating or drinking, slurping up a soup of piss, shit, and bile. It is the most foul concoction of liquids you have ever imagined. Like, if you just, like... It's... No, I can't even go there. It's just... It's rancid, and you just naturally just spit these huge chunks of bane matter out onto the ground as it begins to splurge and splutter all around you. It is now its turn again, and as you are presumably clung on for dear fucking life in this train, which is currently not going anywhere because of this delay and stuff. Okay, just wanted to check something. I'm going to make a roll for it to try and do something. So could you roll for me a Dex and Dodge?
I can indeed. Oh, that's 1 success. Fuck.
So did it. So what it was attempting to do is to try and flip on its side and like knock you over, but it doesn't quite so do that. Like, you're able to move out away a little bit, so it doesn't like push you against the ground, but maybe like a bit of you gets like wedged in between well, the surface of this train. That is, of course, assuming that you could even feel the walls, but you now feel onto the side of whatever platform that you are. And meanwhile, not that far away, and I won't focus on this too much, 3 gorgeous Garou ladies are taking out this guy to the nearest Mackie D's, and this guy is smiling, having the time of his life. The first time he's had happiness in the first moment, believing that he's the most luckiest guy in the world, still trying to work out like the amount of autism around him and his little understanding, all of that. But back to the action. Kenzie, you're sort of pinned onto the ground. You seeing the 3 Garou spirit figurines, as they were, the silhouettes, walk off. You don't see the black outline anymore. Probably because you're dealing with the black outline right now here. So,
oh my God, yeah.
Sort of squashed by it, but you can wriggle free or do something else. What do you want to do?
Alright, so is one of my paws currently stuck? Or like all of me like pinned over?
You're not fully pinned over, but I think like a leg or foot is like on the ground, or like wedged between you and it.
You know what? I am going to spend another rage to get another action.
Okay, and I
And
believe
I
with
just...
Rage this stacks as well, so you'd actually have 2 actions this turn.
Yes, I believe so.
Yes, we'll just go
So
with
I'm going
that.
to spend the first one to wriggle free.
Cool, give me strength and brawl. I'm not going
You
to roll
got it.
anything. Yep, I'm not going to roll anything for this. This is purely a matter of strength thing, as this, like, whatever the fuck it is just on its side.
3 successes.
Yeah, you're able to wedge yourself free against the hard surface of the train station within the Penumbra, and the weird as you sort of kick and move about or free from it.
And then I am going to use my claws to try and... You know what? I am going for the fucking eyes. I am fighting dirty. I am going to gouge out one of its eyes using my claws.
Sure. That's a specialty of yours, isn't it? Was it somebody else that has going for the...
Dirty fighting.
That's it. They're both similar to each other. One's going for the throat, one's doing... Yeah. Okay, do that for me then, please.
Oh, you got it. That is 10 successes.
Sorry.
10 successes.
Oh my god.
Roll for damage. +9. The Ragabash Auspice, as a reminder, are your usual stealthy, sneaky ones. They're not ones that are usually built for combat in mind. But this motherfucker here...
I'm just getting good with my rolls. I don't know why.
10 successes!
That's 7 damage.
Okay, how do you send this thing to destination fucked?
Literally by taking can see like rails themselves up and just slams their claws down into this bait's fucking eyes. Just gouging them out fully, just squishing them down to the floor.
That sounds like an appropriate means to an end, and you're chewing and tearing at this sort of thing. It's slowly dissipating a little. You know, as similar with the Weaver Spirit, the pattern spider. Not that you would know exactly what that is. Well, Kenzie probably wouldn't know. What's Kenzie feeling right now?
A sense of both primal and childlike joy, because they enjoyed sending an enemy of Gaia screaming back to the Wyrm.
It's kind of the reaction that I thought. But I would still like you to make me a rage check, because I feel there's sort of a primal nature here that has the possibility of overruling.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm glad we agreed on that.
Yeah. Right now. 2 successes. I do not go into a frenzy.
You do not. You feel that urge just to devour this thing, even though it's a bad idea. To that end, can you roll me stamina?
I can indeed. Do I still get the 3 dice from my resist toxin gift? Is that still active?
I believe so. I think that's one of those things that lasts to the end of a scene.
Alright, just making sure. Four successes.
Okay, cool. And yes, it does last for the entirety of the scene. Again, piss, blood, shit, acid, cocaine, whatever the fuck, monstrosity just enters your system. It leaves just as quickly as you spit it out, and you don't dare swallow that fucking gunk. You're able to contain yourself, you're able to not get poisoned by whatever toxins this is. All the while, the gal pals are having a Mackie D's of a semi-homeless guy. Yeah, and I think as we're wrapping up, we'll deal with the aftermath of all of that in the next session. And before we sign off, as I know I've been typically speedy with those sorts of things, I'm going to shake things up a little bit to do something how I usually do it. So I'm going to reward everyone here free XP, but we're also going to do something a little bit fun, something that I've taken from the Texas folks at Caffeinated Conquest, because I think it's a really nice idea. I'm going to go around the table, or at least get everybody around the table, to volunteer one person to nominate an additional bonus experience point for. There has to be a reason for it. It could be a cool moment, it could be a bit of roleplay, but there has to be a reason for it. And on the event of a tie, I will either choose the person myself, or depending on how participatory the chat is able, I may ask them instead. So, we'll start with Kenzie. Who are you going to nominate for the point?
Honestly, I really enjoyed Ezra trying to deal with the situation in the mortal world about just... I think their innocent understanding of certain things so far, they're still learning, really did make a difference at the end of the day. It's like, oh, this is someone that actually doesn't know certain things, but is trying to understand and trying to sympathize. It's like, I really enjoyed that. It was very cute.
Yeah, I really like that as well. It did definitely help the situation out, not necessarily with you, but it definitely pushed things in the right direction. Both proving the point, that it's all connected and the great circle of life. Ezra, who are you going to volunteer?
I would like to volunteer. I love everyone in every session, as always, but I will nominate in this specific instance Nadia, because I really liked her brief chat with the Weaver Spirit.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool too, honestly. I love the language that was used and the reasoning behind all of that. Okay, so that's one to you and one to Nadia. So now, who would Nadia vote for?
Do I want to make this worse? I could. What can I say? I didn't build a character for combat, but I usually do, and I enjoy a good little fight, especially one that goes suddenly and quickly wrong for one of the parties involved. So, dear child, my friend, I nominate you.
So that's 2 for Kenzie.
Looks like
and how about
one
you?
for Kenzie, one for Nadia.
Oh, right, it's
one
all
for
gone all the way
Ezra.
around.
So Dolly's
Oh, yes.
the tiebreaker.
That's why I said I could cause more trouble. I decided to stick with that.
You little gremlin, you. So what about Dolly? What are you going to go for?
I guess that was just too boring this session, huh, guys? No worries, I'm teasing. I want to give my point to Ezra just because even though she's lupus born, she's trying so hard to connect with people and somehow making it work. And I want to reward that effort for trying.
Okay, that's fair. So congratulations, Ezra. You get the bonus experience point. And anyway, I have to say all the reasonings were great, and I think you all did a very good job dealing with what's essentially your first spirit quest. Probably the first of many. I've been scribbling down some notes, some of them good, some of them bad. And we'll see what happens the next session. And, well, first of all, what happened to Pondscape, because they clearly were not around. And I'm sure Kenzie has got lots of lovely things to be saying about their pack mates once they reconvene back into the material world. And well, that may or may not confuse Alan even more. So tune in next time, folks. We will find out what exactly happens, what I'm soon is going to be the Girls' Night Woohoo pack featuring Kenzie. Who knows? They might come up with something more imaginative, but who fucking knows? Anyway, do the all usual like, share, and subscribe if you want more of this fun shenanigans, and sharing this with any and everyone who loves what we do here. And we'll see you on the next episode, whenever and wherever that may well be for you. And until next time, farewell.